Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to TacticalBassin. Today we are doing a spring gear review. We're talking about reels, we're talking jerk baits, crankbaits, some tools, some accessories for the boat, rain gear. We're talking about that new Megabass Vision 110 Plus 2. Talking about a killer new bait from Reaction Innovations. We're just gonna break down a bunch of new tackle as we come into spring. First up is the Reaction Innovations Shiver Glide. A bunch of us have already fished the smaller Shiver Shot. I was using it as a drop shot bait, using it as a little tiny finesse fluke, essentially. Doing a lot of different things with that bait. Worked great on a Demiki rig. Well, they've come out with a larger size. It's got a belly slot in it, so you can fish it as a traditional fluke. You can nose hook it. They were definitely thinking oversized Demiki rig, chatterbait trailer, a lot of different things that you can do with that bait. It's got a fork tail with a bunch of action because it's got a bump. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's a bump in that fork tail to give it more action. That is a fun one going into springtime. By the way, this is a random gear review. We are going to jump all around, show you a bunch of new things because it is almost springtime. We're excited about it. We know you're excited about it. It's been panic mode here the last few days. We've had snow and flooding and all sorts of stuff, but we could see nice weather coming. It just landed all over our part of the country over the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be serious spring bass fishing. So we're all scrambling now. Put the snow gear away and quick, get your tackle in order. So next up, Eliminator Prop Nut. If you don't have a boat, this one's not for you. But a lot of you guys know what this is. If you've got a trolling motor, you throw that thing on 100, a lot of the time you get a ton of vibration, rattle, the trolling motor gets really loud. This came out a few years ago. It's an Eliminator Prop Nut. You take the traditional prop nut off. Doesn't matter if you have a Minn Kota or a motor guide. Take that off, put one of these back on in its place. It's heavier. It balances out that head and they get way smoother, way quieter. The reason why I'm including it today is because they work. We've been playing with them for a while now, hadn't got around to saying anything about it, but they work. They're worth checking out. Next is these little guys right here, split ring pliers. Nothing too exciting there unless you need to change some split rings. You guys know we're constantly emphasizing sharpen your hooks, put better hooks on, check those points. Well, that is very, very difficult to do without the right equipment for the job. So if I haven't gotten around to telling you yet, this is the pair of split ring pliers that I use. Texas Tackle, it's the executive size. They come in some different sizes. This has been my best size for years and years. I just got a brand new pair in because it's spring. I didn't want to show you my other beat up ones, but I've got beat up ones in the house, in the bottom of the boat. Tim's got them. If I could only have one pair of split ring pliers, it's those. They're small, they store really well. More importantly, they work really, really, really well. It's not complicated. Once you get a good pair of pliers, if you have a giant pair of pliers where you don't have split ring pliers at all, this job can be complicated. But when you've got the right tools for the job, it's nothing. Guys, this is one place that you don't want to skimp. Spring is here. It's coming for some of the guys up north. Get your gear prepped up. Check those hooks. Sharpen them, replace them, put strong hooks on because it's about to be game time. Next, these guys. Hadn't talked about these yet. You guys have seen me wearing this rain suit this winter. It's that gray one. A little bit different layout on the top. It's wider than our normal rain gear. I started playing with them this fall, fished them all winter. Even though you guys have seen them, and in the comments lots of people have been asking what they are. That's the Aftco Hydronaut suit. Didn't want to talk about it until we'd actually put time in on it. I mean, you wear a rain suit once, obviously it's going to be waterproof, it's going to be solid. But you want to wear it again and again and again and beat it up before you give your 2 cents on a subject. So having put the winter on them, I'm really happy with that suit. It's very, very comfortable. It's a slimmer fitting suit than some of my other suits. Fits really well. So I'm able to layer very, very comfortably under and on top of it. And it's a little bit heavier in terms of temperature. It's a little bit warmer than my previous suit. Overall, very, very happy with that suit. Next, LV500. You guys know how much we love it. We almost made it 2 videos without talking about it. Seriously though, you guys know we love lipless crankbaits. The LV came out in a bunch of new colors this year. If you haven't looked lately, there's new chrome blues, there's some cool chartreuse colors, there's some new ghost colors. There's a bunch of different things if you want to throw something different this spring than the traditional colors. You've got all kinds of options. And as of my last look, there's tons of stock on them too, which is pretty rare. Paired up on the 845, you guys know our favorite LV rod. And then this is actually Tim's rod paired up with that Metanium DC. You can tell it's Tim's rod because he labels all his because he's smarter than I am. Last but not least, you're actually getting a 2-for-1 right here at the end. You think we're about to talk about this jerkbait, and we are. But before we get there, you guys already know my favorite jerkbait rod, X-Pride 610 medium. Absolutely incredible jerkbait rod. This is a Megabass Vision 110 Plus 1 that I absolutely love. I threw it all winter, caught a ton of fish, had an absolute blast with that thing. I've always thrown that paired up with the Aldebaran. Now I'm throwing it paired up with the Aldebaran MGL. I picked up one of the new Aldebarans. I just got one because I had to try it. You have to try it. And it is amazing. The Aldebaran is not a reel for everybody. It's a pricey reel, but as a lot of you know already, it's one of my favorite reels. And traditionally, it's a fairly finessey reel. I use it for all sorts of things. I throw jerkbaits on it, finesse cranks, all sorts of stuff outside of, you know, finesse jigs and worming and that sort of thing. The MGL takes it to a whole nother level. It got even more comfortable. It got smoother. I'm absolutely thrilled with that reel and that combo with that jerkbait. And that does bring us to the end to this jerkbait. This is Megabass Vision 110 Plus 1. They just came out with the 110 Plus 2. I'm not going to weigh heavily on the subject yet because I haven't had tons of time with it. I'm sure we'll bring you some spring jerkbait stuff here soon, and we'll give you an in-depth opinion by then. We're still fishing that bait, but initial opinions, it's built solid. It's still got that same 110 action, but you're talking about a bait that's going to get down there on comfortable jerkbait line, like 10, 12 pound fluoro. You're getting down there 11, 12 foot. I mean, it's really a deep diving jerkbait that's going to get down in those depths when those fish are still on those outside breaks, that first break or that second break. That's a great approach that the fish haven't seen. Guys, I don't know if you can tell that I am thrilled about springtime. It is almost go time. I'm sure you're feeling it too, especially the guys in the southern half of the country that are getting ramped up and starting to get out there. Northern guys, hang in there, get that tackle ready because it will be here before you know it. We appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.